Hello again, a wild silence appeared and it is time for another video from my countdown to E3. I'm not sure if this will last until E3 or who knows, maybe it'll even go over. I don't scheduleize this shit. You guys aren't fucking paying me. Why should I give a damn? It's because it's what I do, what I enjoy doing. And so despite the lack of views this will probably receive, I am now going to analyze the illustrious folks over at EA. And if you haven't seen my Ubisoft video, you will know that they are bottom of the barrel, below EA this year, believe it or not. And I'll go into that shortly. But first, let's all talk about the releases that EA's got under their belt.
I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Believe it or not, I think that they've got less than Ubisoft. Are they? Is their conference going to be any better? Who knows? Now, here's what I plan to, and now here's what they have on their docket. First of all, the Mirror's Edge Remake /2. I find it very, let's face it, dumb that EA, when they announced this new Mirror's Edge, there's no other title for it. There's not a subtitle, there's not a 2 next to it. Like, I find it very peculiar and sort of insulting that they've decided to go with this trend of re-releasing games that are the same name. Probably entirely different games. And why they've decided to do that, I don't know. I think it's because they fear any sort of non-recognition that comes along with the title sort of makes its sales dip a bit. Now that's just an assumption from me, but that's the only idea that I can come up with. I don't see why and that's another thing that's problematic with this release, is that they are being so skimpy about it. Like, I literally know less about this game than I do Star Wars Battlefront 2015. At least this one, at least Star Wars Battlefront, I know I have some idea about. I have some news. Well, Mirror's Edge doesn't seem to have anything other than like the little tidbit of footage that we had from last year's E3. It's very perplexing. And from that footage, we can't per se gather whether it does take place in the original game or not. Or if it's even a fucking prequel. We do not know. And I find that problematic because as much I wasn't the biggest fan of Mirror's Edge, but it was a good experience. And I'm just wondering, are they planning on shoehorning that experience again? Are they trying to make us relive the good old days of Mirror's Edge? I can't say for sure. Hopefully we'll find out something more and not a shitty interview trailer, which they've gotten really invested in, and that does not make me happy for the future of that company. Games, and less games as far as mainstream media is concerned right now, is because of this game. Now, there are lots of rumors that some have been confirmed, some are a bit murky. It feels like this new Star Wars Battlefront is quickly becoming the new Expo in the eyes of most people. And, you know, I can't blame them for that. I absolutely cannot, because I mostly blame EA for being so damn hush-hush. Because that seems to be a trend between these two games, is the fact that they utterly refuse to let anybody outside of the gaming press so much as touch the game, so much as see the game in action. And I feel like, hopefully, if they play their cards right, if this literally is as bare bones as their docket is, then we should see a good half hour of fucking gameplay. Because regardless of whether or not it is as bare bones a game as it's been rumored to be, that gameplay footage will look beautiful. And I know that's going to be sort of all of the real like diehard gamers out there are rolling their eyes and sighing to themselves because, you know, obviously graphics aren't everything. The game can be pretty and fun, and well, it can be. I hope it would be, but that's not usually the case. I mean, there are exceptions everywhere. I'm talking out of my ass right here. Anyway, I sincerely hope that they place more focus on Battlefront this year, and that, like, I'm imagining right now a sort of No Man's Sky event taking place within a battle, because they've announced, quote unquote, no space battles, and that doesn't make me happy on paper. But if I think about it, if I actually analyze this could mean that planetary battles could happen in the atmosphere as well. Because, like, say if you flew a TIE fighter out of a cockpit on land, you can rise up into the sky and then suddenly, boom, there's your like interpretation of a space battle happening in the stars, happening in the galaxy. It's like barely visible underneath you. Now that I fucking love, because we've already seen plenty. From the footage, the clear, rehearsed like CGI footage, we've seen dogfights happen, and they look fine. They look fun. They don't look anything like I would hoped they would be, but if they do jump into like a No Man's Sky style like rise, and there'd be a battle waging up there as well. Now that would be fucking amazing. That would be more than what I'd want. I mean, they did promise only 12 maps, and a lot of people. This is waving red flags for everybody, and I can sort of agree with that, but at the same time, these maps are going to be dynamic as fuck. If they aren't super fucking dynamic and laced with detail, then you can rage and scream, I'll be right there with you, buddy. I will. But these guys, I genuinely trust the people at DICE. They tend to know what they're doing, unless it's Battlefield 4, in which case, I don't know, maybe they have a B team going with that one. Anyway, no, I really think that if they manage to pull off enough like Star Wars Battlefront footage and not pull like an Usher dance concert like Microsoft at one time, then they will probably be above tier of Ubisoft. Like, that's all they need to do, because despite Ubisoft being having more titles, everybody is anticipating Star Wars Battlefront. Whether you like it or hate it, we're anticipating it like nobody's business. It is hot, hot, hot. And that leaves us with the last Mass Effect game. And this thing has been in the rumor mill. Now, we don't know anything about this, but the Mass Effect trilogy went out with a fucking whimper, with a fucking fart into the microphone. And I'm not the biggest Mass Effect fan myself, but I know that Mass Effect spin-off series would probably redeem a fan base for a little bit. And for that reason, I feel like there should be some anticipation of an announcement like that. That would be genuinely exciting for me. Now, I am also confident that BioWare has sort of learned its lesson from, say, Dragon Age 2 and Mass Effect 3, because Inquisition, I haven't played it personally, but everybody ate that shit up. Everybody loves it. Even the people who critiqued it tend to love it. And so, will they pull off this again? Who knows? Now, I will say this with confidence. It will not be this year. It will probably be next year, but it is something to anticipate. Now, EA's biggest docket I know EA's biggest game on the docket is Battlefront. But once again, there's all that cynicism behind its release. And I can't blame that. I just want to see more. I want to see with my own eyes what the game is going to be like. And EA tries not to do that, which once again fills me with doubt, and I cannot blame people for being negative about that. And with that, I believe we're done critiquing EA for right now, and we can now focus on one of the much bigger companies, which is Microsoft. Yay! Stay wild.
I'm an absolute beginner. But I'm absolutely sane.